Welcome to Quantum Quest Conversations. I'm your host, Megan.
And I'm your host, Haydee.
The podcast where curious conversations lead the way into awakening, growth, and infinite discovery.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us to this episode of Quantum Quest Conversations with Megan and Haydee. This is our last episode of season 1. So you can imagine how thrilled we are to, how started this journey and now ending season 1. It's like a unbelievable thing. But we're very happy and grateful to you guys for watching and liking and subscribing. We're so blessed and grateful to you. Um, in the meantime, before we start with season 2, you guys have some time to catch up with the episodes. They're really good, so I hope you guys enjoy and go check it out. And today we have a very special episode, and it's about intuitive guidance. And so with that, I'm going to leave Megan to explain to you guys what intuitive guidance is all about.
I'm so excited to talk about intuitive guidance today. Intuitive guidance is really close to Haydee and Maya's heart. We offer this service to anybody that is interested in it. So intuitive guidance is, we can do mediumship, we can do psychic readings, we get channeled messages, energy healings can come through. So intuitive guidance is where we leave it up to spirit to see what our clients need. So if you were to come to us for a call, what we do is we get into the power and we give it to God and we say, what does this person need to hear today? And we just let the intuition come through with us and we start guiding, so it could be a message from your loved one. It could be a message from your spirit guides. It could be a message that you need some healing, you need some clearing done, and we could do some energy work. It could be, there's times, and I remember being like, oh, what? It's like spirit was turning the microphone over to me, like, Megan, you got this one. You've already been down this this path and you already know how to get through it. Just tell them what you would, advice. And so I'll be honest with my client and say, all right, spirit wants me to just talk from my heart to you, and whatever is coming through is coming through. So it can be all kind of things, and we just tune in to our clients. We connect like a heart-to-heart level, and we just see what spirit has to offer. Haydee, do you want to add anything onto that of what you think intuitive guidance is?
Yeah, I think that for both of us, pretty much, I want to say that our journey started first by struggling or by having hardship in our life, and that's what turned us into an empath. And that was the first thing for us to understand. And I think that it is important that when we help someone, we have to understand where people come from. It's not just about having PhDs or, all these degrees. If you haven't gone through that path, it's going to be really hard to understand. And, Megan and I do have degrees, but they're in a very different, completely different expertise. We are not PhDs in psychology or nothing like that, but we are PhDs in getting through the hard knocks of life. And so we understand that. And so with our intuitive gifts that we have, like Megan mentioned, not only are we empaths, but we're psychic mediums. We have gone through an extensive number of classes to prepare ourselves to where we are right now. In my case, I studied with, and I'm going to read them because I don't want to forget, with Cindy Casa. She was the first class I took for mediumship or evidential mediumship. I also went to the Arthur Findlay College classes. I attended some classes online. I didn't go to England, but I am taking some classes from them. With Suzanne Giesman, she offers so many classes, and I have taken a lot of those classes. And also, I just with Megan, we just finished our certification. It was a year-long class with the Shift Network for Evidential Mediumship, and I have studied with Sonia Choquette, Eckhart Tolle for teaching of being a teacher of presence, various classes through the Shift Network, and I have taken some classes of Akashic record reading too. We're telling you all this not just to, and you're going to listen to what Megan has accomplished too, and the classes that she's taken, but we're not saying all this to get inflated, because if something, all these classes has made us humble. The more we learned, the more we understand that we still have to learn. But, people have helped us by passing us a little light that helped us in the most critical times in our life. So we, in gratitude, want to do the same thing, help other people that might be where we were, and we are still receiving help from those from other people to guide us in where we are at life right now. How about you, Megan?
Yeah, so I took a couple of the same similar classes as you because that's actually where we met. We met in Mavis Batilla's course, that year-long evidential mediumship class. And we're both currently doing the Eckhart Tolle Teacher of Presence. But I have worked with Victoria Bond. I'm actually a second round with her. I absolutely love her. Suzanne Giesman, I've taken a few of her classes. There's a local medium, Missy Tolley, that I have taken courses from. And so I've done mediumship, psychic teachings, and trance channeling. I did that through Julian Jenkins and Martin Kolkloff. I'm probably going to say that wrong. But one, I think it's really good to tell our audience that learn from as many people as you can. Another thing I learned on this journey is that it is okay if you take a course and you feel like it didn't resonate with you. That taught you just as much as it resonating with you. Maybe you learned, actually, I'll give you my perfect example. I learned in one of the courses that I took that gallery readings are not my thing. I prefer like one-on-one. And first I want to say that this could possibly change. Maybe later down the road, I will like gallery readings. For right now, it's just not my thing. And I took a course that was very heavy in gallery style. So I learned that, and I was able to take that away. I was able to dive into it, have that experience, and realize this is not my thing. I did put my whole heart into it, but it just wasn't my thing. So learn that too when you are taking different courses and learning from different people. Maybe I'm not your style, maybe Heidi's not your style, but it is okay. Find teachers that you resonate with, and we're all actually in each other's lives too for an unknown amount. Like sometimes it's just for one course. Sometimes you're being called to go back again and again and again. Sometimes one and done. So listen to your body, listen to your intuition, and learn if you should, keep going to the same teacher or if that was just enough for you, because your internal higher self is going to help you with that and guidance. Something else I just wanted to mention is, I like how Heidi said that, we could be a little light in someone else's life. Like, yes, I learned all this stuff not to hoard it, not to keep it to myself, but to pass this knowledge along. I am so excited to share everything that I've learned on this journey and what I've dived into and put my heart and soul into. I want to share. I know the struggles of being like a budding medium, or even if it's not mediumship, maybe you're on this like spiritual path and you're very lost and confused and you don't know what your next step is, like come see me, come see Heidi. We would love to help guide you on your journey and get that intuitive reading and pass it along to you. Um, but yeah, I'm excited that we're talking about like different courses and learning because knowledge is power. I know it was like a corny saying that we've heard our lives like since we were little kids, but it truly is. You know, you only know what you know until you personally decide to learn more. So, yeah.
Yeah, one thing that we both forgot to say is that we both are training Reiki as well. I know that Megan is level 2 Reiki, and I am a Reiki master. So I think that everything that we both have done, at the moment, it felt like that was the thing. But then now that we've been, after years of doing all these things, we were talking and we discovered, yeah, we're on the same page in the sense that our thing is to help heal hearts.
Yes.
That's what we are here for. um, there's nothing sadder that not being understood, that being the only one in the family that starts having all these spiritual changes and you don't know what's happening and people don't know what's happening and you feel confused and alone. And that's what we are here for, because we've been in that path and we know how it feels. And so that's why we're doing what we're doing, because we just love passing the light. And for Megan, she has her website, and it's a beautiful website designed to help you guys, and she has her own beautiful style of helping. And on my part, and she's going to tell you more about that, on my part, I also have my website. It's
thealchemywithin.life.
and in there, I can both take clients, and for Spanish speaking clients and English speaking clients. And so I think that in these times of life where everything is hectic and you have to work and you don't stop, and the children and the husband and all your responsibilities, it gets hectic and it's a lot. And all we want to do is to help you a little bit with the burden. And the beautiful part is that all we do is show you the light that you already have inside you, because we're not going to help you to give you tools. We're just going to show you the tools that you are already gifted with, and how to use them, and how to embrace them, and how to be grateful for it and be in the moment and enjoy your life, because that's what you came here to do. You didn't come here to work, and do all the responsibilities. No, you came here to grow your soul. That's the beautiful opportunity that you have, is to become a better soul, not so much of a person, but of a soul, and expand that through your children, if you have children, your family, and your co-workers. And where there is a light, it's going to shine, and darkness is just going to dissipate. And you want to talk about your website, Megan?
Sure. So my website is called megan-mason.com, and Megan has a H in it. And I'll link it on this episode so you can look it up for both Heidi and Mai's website. So I offer, just kind of get your feet wet, some workbooks that just help you just kind of discover what's already within you, like Heidi was already talking about. It just kind of pulls it out. It gives you some journal prompts and just some thought-provoking words of wisdom, I guess, to help pull out what's already within you. So then after that, I would say if you're really, ready to dive in, I offer what is called a clarity call. And I call it a clarity call because it's trying to find clarity in your life. Especially if you're new to the spiritual world and you feel a little bit lost, it's just finding clarity and what are your next steps, or what maybe needs to be cleared out. And as I said, so I don't like to call it just like a mediumship call or a psychic call, because I leave it up to spirit. I really have absolutely no idea what is going to come through. I don't know if I'm going to channel. I don't know if your loved one's going to come through. I don't know if it's a psychic message that needs to be told to you. I don't know if I'm going to be guided to do Reiki. I truly have no idea. I ask that my client comes with an intention in mind, and we just start with that, and we give it up to spirit and we say, this is the intention, bring through what is needed. And every time, my mind is blown away. It is just the most perfect thing that will come through and what that person needs to hear. So those are called clarity calls. And then it just kind of goes up from there. There's two kind of bigger offerings that I have. One is if you are new to mediumship or psychic, or you just feel like you all of a sudden are intuitive and you feel a little bit lost. I remember, like, I always say, like, I felt like I was blindsided. I feel like these abilities came to me overnight. I woke up and had them. I had a million questions, and I wish I had a mentor that I could just rattle off like a million questions to. So I offer a one-on-one mediumship like slash intuitive like coaching session, and it's a 6-week program where really the client would guide it in a sense. I do have somewhat of a structure, but if you just want to come with new questions, to the sessions, and I just kind of answer them for you intuitively of what spirit's kind of bringing through of what you need to know. But it's more solely focusing on like a budding, like medium. And then, as Haydee mentioned earlier, how this even happens in the first place, I guess, is we had to go through really hard times. We had to struggle. We still are learning tough lessons every single day. So I offer what I call is like an inner healing and clarity alignment. And again, it's like a 6-week course, but this is more tuning into like healing, finding what blocks that you have within you. What do you need to work on like personally? And again, I'm not saying I'm a psychologist. I'm not a therapist. I give it to spirit what your intention is, what you need to work on, and we just have it guided by spirit of how to work on yourself, like internally healing old wounds so you can be the best, version of yourself that you can be. So that seems like a lot. But so Haydee, you want to go dive into what you offer and tell us like how a session would work with you?
Yeah, just like you, I also don't know what's going to happen. I also leave spirit to dictate what route to take. And at the end of the day, my intention, the only intention is for you to heal your heart, to see the uh, wider spectrum of how life should be and can be. Um, a lot of times we are overwhelmed by all these thoughts that we have of negativity, of low worth, and you like it's just so amazing how we denied the beautiful divine place that we have in life, because we all are special and everybody is worth everything. And so that's what I want you to see is that value, that intrinsic value in your heart that you have, and hopefully to become that light that passes to others as well. I think that's the biggest intention. And I also, it could be channeling, it could be Akashic Records, it could be mediumship, it could be anything. And so we are mostly, like I want to say again, here to serve. It's not about how much we know or how much we need to still get to know. It's about the love, it's about sharing, it's about the healing. That's what it's about. It's about letting you talk, it's about hearing you, it's about teaching you to be in the present. That's what it is all about for us. And all these techniques that we have, it's nothing more than a tool. That's all it is. In my case, I love, and I know Megan does too, I love crystals, but crystals, for example, on their own, they can do something because they're live organisms, but they can't do much unless you tune into that energy. And then that's when you can start working with crystals. So I might recommend, oh, you should get, this crystal. But those are just tools, they're crutches. The real power is within you and your connection with the higher self and the higher power, of course. And that's the connection that we would like to teach, is just to go upward after you go inward. And then that's how everything else start changing. Your energy, your what you attract start changing, everything. But everything starts with us. Because one thing that I suffer from that illness was to trying to change other people.
Yeah.
And I consider it like an illness for me, because it's just like I wasn't putting the effort to change myself, yet I wanted other people to change. And it's not until you realize that it is first you who has to change. And then when you do change, you start noticing that you have no business changing other people. You have no business. And so it's all about you, self-love, self-care, self-compassion, self-understanding, and giving yourself, I'm sorry, the same value that you give others, your family and everything. You're always putting more effort on that than you put on your own self. And believe me, when you start putting that effort for yourself, everything starts changing. What do you think, Megan?
Yeah, I absolutely loved everything that you said. I've been in that same journey, and it's so easy to want to change everybody else. And it's like, no, no. Like, you could be upset about someone's choice and um, how they reacted to something and wish that they did it better. But when you're spinning your wheels trying to change somebody else, it really, you're just spinning your wheels. It's not, you're not going to get anywhere. And so, yeah, I think both of us are here to help guide people and find what's already within them. But yeah, there's no sense of trying to change anyone else. It is all about the work within yourself. And I know Heidi and I are on the same page. If someone comes to us for this, guidance, coaching, whatever you want to call it, our goal is, yeah, to help you be able to flourish and be on your own, not to just keep coming back to us, keep coming back, if it's aligned that way and you want to, keep coming back and you're learning something about yourself and you're growing and you want to, keep getting more, then by all means, make, another session. But our goal really is to help discover who you truly are, because just like Heidi said, I mean, we are all amazing people. We all have this beautiful soul purpose. And, we're just here to help kind of find that clarity, push things aside, and find out who our soul really is. Go
And
ahead.
so the other thing I wanted to add is we don't want this episode to sound like a sales pitch. It is not. This is why we have this channel, because we like sharing what we know with you guys. That's the intention. And so we also have our own TikTok channels. We have the one for Quantum Quest Conversations. We are trying to branch out to give so much information to everybody. You guys don't need to come to us, but if you would like to, we will embrace that and we will appreciate it and do our best, but you don't have to. That's why we have even an episode, if you want to go back and watch it, about life-changing books. We are really trying to do all this about putting you first. It's not about bringing business to us. It's really not the way it is, and so all we want is for you to be happy.
Yes, very well said. And I completely agree. I think this is more just teaching our audience like our background and what we kind of bring to the table during these conversations of, are we just too, I don't want to say regular, but you know what I mean? Are we just, two moms on here just chit chatting? Or, I think the whole purpose of us sharing what we are offering is just to let our audience know where our information is coming from. When we get on here and we talk about these different topics, sometimes it's being channeled. So, it's very divinely guided. We tune in with each other, and that actually, I think our audience would like to know, because I told a couple people this and they seem very shocked, but we do not practice. We have no script. We have no questions planned. We get on here and we are winging it. I mean, before we even turned this microphone on, her and I were like, what should we talk about today? And that really is how it happens. There's times that we know the topic because, we planned it maybe the last time that we talked, like, hey, it would be cool to talk about this on our next episode. And we'll ask for guidance like during our meditations, but really we're winging it. We really are just bringing this information from based on everything that we've learned, whether it was through a course, a podcast, books, really just our own personal experiences, and then just guidance from spirit. I have no doubt that they are here, helping us and guiding our words and cheering us on as we do this podcast to teach everybody.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you, because I don't think at all it's we don't plan. It's not because of lack of interest or because we just don't have the time, because for you guys, our viewers, we will do the time. It's just our absolute trusting spirit that we know that whatever is going to come is what someone needs to hear. And if you're here, it's not by coincidence. There are absolutely no coincidences in life. What you hear is what you were meant to hear. And that's what fills our cup, is knowing that we're just here as conduits, but spirit is going to lead the conversation. And that's what we love about what we're doing.
Yeah, it is. We have full faith and trust, not only in each other, but spirit, and knowing that we are going to be divinely guided. And that's why we continue to show up. And yeah, I like that you pointed that out, because it's definitely not a lack of we don't care or we don't want to plan. It truly is just faith, just believing that that next step is going to be there, and it always is. So just a little behind the scenes of Meghan and Haydee.
Yeah, and in the new season 2 episodes, we might do have some specific themes in which we do have to prepare because we don't want to, forget key points like the dark night of the soul, and because there are so many people that are trapped in there, and sometimes it takes years. For me, it was years. For some people, it might be a couple of weeks, but everybody is different. And so there will be themes in or topics in which we might prepare ourselves. But other than that, we absolutely let spirit take the wheel. And so with that, we want to be so grateful to you and give our gratitude for being with us during season 1. Many blessings your way. Okay.
Yeah, thank you for joining us on season 1. Whether you have only watched or listened to one episode or all of them, we are so, so grateful for you being on this journey with us. And we are going to take a 2-week break before season 2 comes out. So January 27th and February 3rd, there will not be new episodes those 2 weeks. However, you can catch up on all the previous episodes that maybe you've missed. And then we will bring to you a new episode February 10th. So we're very excited about that. And we will see you on the next season.
Thank you so much for being part of today's Quantum Quest. We hope this conversation awakens something new within you, a spark, a question, a remembering. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. And until next time, keep exploring with an open mind and an open heart. Bye for now.